Alright, my internet fans, we're back here. This is part 2 of my 50th episode, and now we're going to talk some wrestling. Mainly, what happened on Monday Night Raw, and what I think is going to happen at No Way Out this Sunday. Sunday. Now, the big news from Monday Night Raw is that the chairman of the board is back. Vince McMahon came back and he basically gave John Laurinaitis a job evaluation. And the major points were Brock Lesnar and The Big Show. And of course Vince is berating The Big Show, saying that he hasn't produced since 1999. And Vince pretty much laid down an ultimatum saying, if you do not impress me, I'm going to fire you. So he's making matches left and right. Didn't really care for the matches, you know. Sheamus had a match. Big deal there. CM Punk and AJ against Kane and Daniel Bryan. Yeah, there's a match. Yeah. That is such a... Brodus Clay was suspended for the night, you know. That sucked. But so then we let's quickly fast forward here. And Vince got rid of the scooter, which was a good thing. And so we come back at the end of the show, and Vince is about to give he say those two magic words, "You're fired." And so then the Big Show comes out, and he pretty much explains that thanks to this new contract, he doesn't have to be entertaining. He doesn't have to make the fans smile. He doesn't have to go out and do movies. He wants to be a snarling, vicious, tough giant. Just plowing through everybody, you know, and he doesn't care. John Cena comes out, and he says, really? Well, I'm going to take this giant and I'm going to put him in his place, you know, and they start to argue whatever. And next thing you know, Big Show goes for the weapon of mass destruction, and he clocks Vince, which brings up the, hey Renegade, you want to tell him or should I do it? Vince, you got knocked the fuck out! Laurinaitis is screaming at Big Show to get out of the ring. And now Vince is going to be at No Way Out, suffering from concussion-like symptoms. And in the match between Big Show and Cena in a steel cage, pretty much if Big Show loses, Laurinaitis is gone, which will probably be a blessing. During the glorified handicap match with Punk and AJ against Bryan and Kane, AJ gets tagged in, and she's now, first off, AJ is 25 years old. She looks a lot younger, but she is 25. She's a cute 25-year-old, and of course she's playing the whole I love CM Punk crazy gimmick. She's in the ring with Kane, and at this point I'm waiting for the, you know, don't hurt me, fall on my ass, monster scared thing. Instead, she starts skipping around Kane like he's a maypole. And it's like, okay. Next thing you know, she jumps in Kane's arms and she plants one on him. And I mean, it's not just it's a good old-fashioned, you know, tonsil hockey, tongue hockey type whatever. Kane gives her this look like, do you know what you've just done? And he just takes off. And AJ's like, you know, haha, I just melted the beast. Brian comes in, gets taken out with the Savage elbow drop, and AJ and Punk win. I would have liked to have seen AJ actually gone up and hit the elbow drop. That would have been a maybe a funnier finish, but that probably would have been almost a giveaway from what might happen at the pay-per-view, which I will talk about in a bit. Then next thing you know, AJ's sitting in the ring, Indian style, like Punk does. You know, storyline wise, Punk doesn't want anything to do with AJ. Brian is teasing at AJ and Caitlyn and whatnot, and of course Kane wants nothing to do with AJ. So it's like, you know, where is she going with this? I'm totally stumped. In the back, the Funkettes, or the Funkadactyls, or whatever they're called, Cameron and Naomi, they come up to Vince. And one of my big problems with Cameron and Naomi is that the good majority of their costume, it's always the red costume. Very rarely I've seen them 2 or 3 times out of maybe 30 or 40 times with other costumes, but it's mostly the red costume, which, don't get me wrong, isn't bad, but a little bit of change wouldn't hurt nothing. They come up and they're, you know, crying and whatever that, you know, Brodus Clay isn't on the show, and, you know, they try and work their womanly magic on Vince, and next thing you know, they're all dancing and grooving and whatnot, which brings in Zack Ryder with this, you know, he goes to woo woo woo, you know it, and Zack is just standing there like, I was waiting for Zack to say, "Are you serious, bro?" Instead, he went on Twitter and he said, you know, the Vince knows my catchphrase, and it's like, oh, that's cool. So those major points were of Raw. There was also a mixed tag match with Santino and Layla against Beth and Ricardo. And it's like, why? Basically, Alberto Del Rio has been put out of action with a concussion, so now Ricardo is taking over, which is okay, you know. He's a talented worker. Which now is a small segue into Statboy's predictions, okay? Because of what happened during this mixed tag match or intergender match or whatever it is, Santino is going to fight Ricardo in a tuxedo match. But it's not for the US title. And basically, a tuxedo match, you just rip the tuxedo off of your opponent until they're down to their underwear, basically, or their wrestling tights, whatever they're wearing under their tuxedo. Now, Ricardo got his dress shirt ripped off of him in the tag match to reveal that he was wearing a purple Justin Bieber shirt. Now, storyline wise, that's very funny, but if Ricardo Rodriguez wants to listen to Justin Bieber, oh well. I'm not going to judge. So, we have a tuxedo match there. I'll pick Santino on that one. I'd still pick Santino if it was for the title, because let's face it, Ricardo Rodriguez is U.S. champion. That's going back to the WCW days when everybody held a belt at some point. Layla and Beth Phoenix. Yes, Renegade.
I just want to, from behind the camera here, if I may.
Go right ahead.
This match was not announced when we filmed at Long Beach Clothing Company, so I'd like to, kind of photobomb, if you will, your episode real quick and give my prediction.
Go ahead.
Renegade of Wrestling is actually going to pick Ricardo for this.
Really?
I feel the fact that he already had the shirt ripped off in the tag match, he'll be seeking revenge, and the fact that it's non-title and Santino is more of a gimmick wrestler anyways, this could build to possibly a rematch where the title will be on the line. And do not underestimate Ricardo Rodriguez's ability in ring. He is a former Battleground Pro Wrestling Maximum Champion, of which you are now a member of the ring crew for the company. And then also, I believe it's a former SoCal Pro Tag Team Champion, along with Eric Watts.
There you go.
So, Renegade of Wrestling is picking Ricardo Rodriguez to win that match.
Very good. All right. Layla versus Beth Phoenix for the Divas title. Layla has held the belt 47 days as of this show. As much as I love Layla, the Divas title belongs to Beth. She is going to be the most dominant diva in WWE history. I mean, she's speechless. I can't say anything more than what I said. I mean, don't get me wrong. I say I love Layla. I'm glad, but I'm going to pick Beth to get the belt back at the pay-per-view. Cody Rhodes gets his rematch for the IC title against Christian, who's held the belt 25 days. As much as I want to see Cody hold the IC belt, I'm gonna say Cody will win the match, but not the belt. I think Christian can hold it maybe for one more month. Then he'll lose it again. Then he'll pursue other things. So we'll go. Cody wins the match, but not the belt. Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler for the World Heavyweight title. Sheamus has held the belt 74 days now, and of course Dolph is replacing Alberto, who's had a concussion. I say give Dolph the belt. Give him a legitimate run with it. Give him until SummerSlam with the belt. He can hold it for 2 months. He needs a good push. He's a good worker. He's been in the company for a bit. Give it to Dolph. The triple threat match, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Kane. Punk has had a very good reign. He's held the belt 207 days. Little over, it's 6.5 months. Almost 7 months. And honestly, I want to see him keep going. I want to see him go past SummerSlam. Give him another 60 days. Maybe push it towards 300 days. Make the belt worth something. Kane, I don't think Kane is just being thrown into this match as the monster card. It'll shock everybody if Kane actually wins this match and holds the belt for a while. Daniel Bryan getting the belt back, kind of too soon. If he really wants to get the belt back, have him do it at SummerSlam. Have him do it at a major pay-per-view. Don't have him do it, don't have him, in fact, don't even have him beat Kane. Because it is a triple threat match, so Punk doesn't have to get pinned, Punk doesn't have to tap out. Because let's face it, Daniel Bryan probably won't beat Kane. So my pick will be Punk. And in the steel cage match with Show and Cena, Cena's actually been losing a bit lately, so, I don't want to pay money to see him lose. I don't think you guys want to pay money to see him lose either. But, you know, I haven't read anything that Laurinaitis is leaving the company anytime soon, so I am going to pick Cena. He needs a win. Laurinaitis needs to be gone. Vince needs to get redemption for getting knocked out. And then we move on towards whatever the July pay-per-view is. Money in the Bank. In fact, put Daniel Bryan in there. Have him become a 2-time champion. All right. 50 episodes in. Let me give a quick shout out to all my internet fans. Thank you for watching me. 50 episodes down, 50 more to go before I hit 100. Keep those comments coming. Follow me on Twitter at lbstatkid1977. Message me on Facebook. Thank you again. And I'll see you next time. Statboy out.